So when they have me as one of their partners, they feel more confident.
Welcome to our Win Together Mentor series. Today we have with us Bala, one of our key leaders within SRI, to be asking him some candid questions on his mentorship roles and also his path of being a leader. So Bala, how many years have you been in the trade now?
In total, I think I would say actively for about 14 years now in real estate.
14 years, did you started off, I mean everybody who start off in the trade, they always start off with sales lah.
Yep.
Right? So along this number of years that you are in which year you started your first recruitment, when did your first downline join you, and how did it come about?
So like what you mentioned, every real estate agent immediate goal when they enter the industry would of course to be doing sales, right? And then as you go along, you try to grasp what you are good at, and then you deliver from there. So for myself, same thing. I was never a $1 million producer or a $2 million producer. I was more or less a mediocre agent, right? So earning maybe about 200 to 300,000 on a year-to-year basis. So following that, I had within our division, I had a few agents who came together. We learned new things, and then I realized that I actually had the passion for teaching and guiding them for things which I knew, right? So from there, of course, I also received very positive feedback from agents who said that I'm very patient, very helpful, and is very accommodating to agents' questions and whatnot. So from there, I started to get a lot of motivation. Then I told myself, if I'm actually driving so much in this aspect, then shouldn't I be all the more deliberately out there recruiting agents?
Yep.
So that's how it first started. And this was maybe in 2 years after entering the industry.
2 years.
Yeah.
So in these 2 years, you probably felt that you have built enough of experience, enough of knowledge before you start teaching or start recruiting?
I wouldn't say I've built enough knowledge, because even at this point in time, the fear is always there. What if somebody asks you a question which you cannot answer? The fear, I think, is always there because this is an industry where things change almost immediately, right? But I think I had the confidence to guide these people to the best of my knowledge, but of course at the same time to do my self-improvement on a daily basis, I would say, to ensure that I'm kept abreast and at the top of things. So that's how it grew to me holding a group of about 60 old agents today.
So there's one question that I always like to ask leaders in this trade. We all know that at the start, overriding is always a very minimal amount that you earn off an agent. And of course, the amount of effort you put in to groom, to answer questions 24/7, and the heartache and the pain and the frustrations can amount to a lot, and it usually doesn't even justify the overriding at start. Of course, not saying that as we grow along, as your team grows bigger, you get more overriding. So what spurs you on and keep you going at this initial stage when you started recruiting?
When I guide people, I had a lot of passion, I had a lot of patience for it, and I enjoyed what I did at that point in time. So that is what made me forget about the overriding component, right? Of course, I survived through personal sales. Then as your group grow bigger, then you realize that, somehow or rather, your income tends to also increase accordingly.
So can I say that it is the income becomes a byproduct of what you're doing? It's never an objective of why you started recruitment as a leadership role in the first place.
Yes.
But as you grow along, the money just came along as well.
Correct, right? Correct. Definitely. It is until today, I would say it is still a byproduct. The main source of income would of course come from my role as a project cluster head.
So I mean, Bala, every day we are facing agents who are coming to join us. We go through so many recruitment talks, meeting people. There's always one common key question that everybody would ask us when we want to join, right? They will ask you this question, right? So why should I join you, and what makes you different from the rest? Why should I be choosing to join Bala and not other people in the industry?
To be fair to the other divisions in SRI, I think every division has got its own unique selling points, right? So if you were to ask me what distinguishes me, or the questions which is being raised by a recruit who comes in to say that what can you do to make a difference if I were to join you, I think this question has been asked by almost 70 to 80% of the new agents who have joined me, or in fact joined the rest of the divisions. I always like to start off by telling them that when you join this division, it is not just one mentor which you are looking at, but rather the whole division, whoever is in the division are there outright to help you. So meaning to say, it's a very web-based learning, whereby today if you were to come to me, even if I don't have an answer, I am very sure, I'm very confident that the rest of the remaining 60 members are there to help you. So at any point in time, you are not left to struggle, I cannot get through my mentor, so what am I going to do? So I think this is very important, especially in a very fast-paced industry like real estate. So you have grown other leaders who are capable enough to answer these questions. So coming back to that, it's a culture where it is, you get to learn from everyone, not just that one person. So I think this is something which I hold very strongly, and this is the way which I inculcate my fellow leaders who are being groomed under my wings as well. Yeah, to ensure that help is within the whole division and not just their immediate mentor. Yeah.
So I mean, every leader has a very strong, unique selling point of themselves, or maybe even a unique point being a leader that attracts people to stay, to join them. If some of them can be in terms of I'm very strong in technical, digital marketing and everything. Some may be very good in, say, soft skills. If I ask you the same question, then what do you think is that one strength that you have and you're proud of it?
I think what sets me strong is the fact that I am able to pull out their needs, their wants. Thereafter, using my own mechanics, I would have a very tailored, customized role for them to engage in. So what do I mean? I give you an example. So 2 weeks ago, I recruited this agent under Christina Tan. So he was a brand new RES student, zero knowledge over real estate, right? So my immediate focus was to meet up with him in person, to run through the things which the company does. As a real estate, what are the things which you would need to probably equip yourself with? Thereafter, I got his needs, his wants, where he's good at, what he's not good at, and I came out with a customized month-on-month things for him to do, right? To get him started. So why I feel this is very important and why I feel I'm very good in this is because when I first entered the real estate industry, we didn't have such personal coaching. It was a cowboy town where you had to do everything on your own. You go out there, you fail, you get up. So I didn't want this to be repeated to the agents who are under my wings. So I wanted to give them a forward start to their real estate industry so that they are not demoralized.
Yeah. So it's like a blueprint to how you start off this industry.
Correct.
And it's not just what you should do, but you are telling them how you should actually do it.
Yes.
So with this style of mentorship, over these years, what is your most successful case study or a person that is from your group that you groom from a brand new agent to where this person is today, and what's the achievement that this person have achieved?
So I have a few in mind, but of course, if you ask me, from the time we started from a division of 4 people to where I am today, then I think that the one person which I would like to mention in this session would be Christina Tan for sure. She is one of my top performers in my division. She has already crossed 1.5 mil in production. So if I were to look back, she joined us about 7 years back. So if I can just answer that question, 7 years on to where she started and where she is today, I think these methods which I've mentioned earlier were definitely used on her or shared with her.
Yep. Okay. And she has consistently been producing over 1 million for many years now already.
Yes, she's one of the more consistent top producers.
So can I say that these few producers that you have groomed over the years, are they mainly focused in new launches or resale, or is a mixture?
I'm fortunate to say that I have a mix of both project segment, resale, or even HDB for that matter, right? So I think that is what you want to have in division. That means somebody who is very strong in different segments, different agents, so that as a whole, when your group grows, when your division grows, they can reach out to the different producers or the different leaders. And I think this in itself would then be able to get your division to grow exponentially instead of just relying on that one person.
So can I say that with all the millionaire producers that you have within your group, they are also one of the key people who are sharing and helping to other teammates within the team?
Definitely sharing is one of the things which they do on a day-to-day basis. And I think it's also very important to note that when I recruit these agents, eventually when they become producers or millionaire producers, I always make it a point to tell them what you have gained today, you also need to give it back to society. So meaning to say, whatever you learn today, make sure you are sharing it with others, regardless of whether they are from your division or not. But a help goes a long way. So this is something which I always preach, and I'm very confident to say if you were to reach out to any of the BPG members for help, I think they will be outright willing to help you.
So just now we talked about having a blueprint for new RES. What about today if I'm an experienced agent and I want to join you for a breakthrough? Because I've seen you grooming people like Christina above $1 million, we have Joylyn that is hitting close to $1 million or maybe above $1 million. So as an experienced agent, now you have a blueprint for RES, then as an experienced agent, what can you push me to?
Okay, so for example, if you were to talk about top producers and then you are coming from another industry, meaning you say you are very experienced. So first and foremost, you would like to find out, there will always be something which they are better in or focusing in. For example, a person comes in saying that I'm a project agent all this while. I'm earning this much, but today I would like to have a breakthrough, double my income. What can I do? So that is the first step which I would need to tweak into. Meaning to say, if today you are coming in as an experienced agent in project marketing, then what can I do to help you with resale matters? So if I can achieve that, meaning to say you don't stop whatever you're doing, but rather you add on another task for yourself, which is to enter the resale segment. So this in itself, if they were to perform well, then it's double the income, right? That's in a way a breakthrough, right? Today, if they were to say, oh, I already know resale, I already know project marketing, but I'm stagnating at about maybe a certain amount in a given year, but I'm not happy with it, I want to have a breakthrough. Then the next question would be, what kind of marketing angles, what kind of marketing methods are they using, right? So different marketing methods, different investment yields different results. If it's something which is beyond what I already know, then of course I would need to seek help from other leaders, right, who are stronger than me in certain components. If I'm good at it, then I would leverage on these components which I have already known, and if need be, I would enter into a partnership. And this is another thing which I like to do. I like to enter into partnerships with my agents to motivate them, at the same time to get things started. Once they have the wings to fly, then they are good to go on their own.
So at least when they partner you, you can be teaching them on intangible stuff, skill sets and stuff like that, and monitor them along the way.
Correct.
Have you seen a lot of successes in this kind of cases?
I have. Currently, I'm holding on to at least about 3 to 4 partnerships within my division. So some are with experienced agents, like what you mentioned. They are already beyond a top producer, but they just want to have a breakthrough or they want to do something different, right? I also have newbies, new agents, not very strong in the industry yet, but they need more motivation, they need help. So when they have me as one of their partners, they feel more confident. And it has translated to results as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we now we talk about new RES, we have covered, we talk about experienced agents. So today, if I'm a team leader of a small group, are you able to also guide me to a different level? Is there something of something that I can take off from you, and then I continue to grow in that sense?
This particular aspect, I think it's very intangible to a certain extent. Why? Because there are a lot of soft skills involved in you becoming a charismatic leader or even a division director, right? So I think a lot has to be seen, has to be experienced from your mentor, and then you grasp those skills. Beyond that, on a day-to-day basis or when you're liaising with your agents, I think what's important to note is you need to pay attention to every single member and never assume that this agent already knows this method, so I should not be focusing on this agent, but rather should be focusing on another. Because like I said, in this fast-paced environment, every day they are learning new things, every day they are having a lot of questions, every day they experience different customers, different people, right? So they are bound to have questions which they have never experienced, and this is how they fall back on.
Yep.
Right? So as a team leader, if you want to groom, you must ensure, I think, the 100% focus on your team is very important. And if need be, if you need to get into a partnership with them to get things going, I think that in itself would be a success story, or a rather success formula, to grow your team.
I also know that being a leader is a lot about self-motivating. So one of my questions will be, how do you self-motivate, and what is one pitfall that you remember being a leader? Like, there are days where you wake up and then you feel not motivated and stuff like that. So how do you motivate yourself? Because as a leader, there's usually no one that will motivate you, right?
Yep.
And usually you are strong enough to stand alone.
My self-motivation, I think I owe it to my division, because a simple text like, "Hey boss, thank you for yesterday. I closed this deal yesterday. Thank you for your help." I think such small messages gets me going, and gets me very motivated to it's a reminder to myself that, hey, yes, you are actually paying attention to this agent. I think this is a very important form of motivation for myself.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't say that if you don't thank me, it's not going to motivate me, but it actually makes you a lot more happier, right, when you receive such feedback. If you ask me pitfall, I wouldn't say pitfall, but there are always, in a group, in a division, I think there will always be the top tier earners.
Yep.
There will also be your bottom bracket, right? I think my only wish, how do you push your bottom bracket up to the next level? Yeah, I think this is something which is in me every single day. When I wake up, this is my only thought. That means, how do I now push my bottom bracket, very low income, to the next level? Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's a pitfall, but this is a struggle which me as a leader face on a regular basis. Yeah.
Okay, so as we know, our trade is a never-ending trade. I mean, even in sales, every day we have to refresh and chase for sales figures. So as a leader, I'm sure there's certain targets and goals that you want for your team. So maybe I'll use this to wrap up the session with this last question. What is the eventual goal you have for your team?
I think I want to mention that currently the group size which I'm holding on to, I do not dream into growing into 1,000, 2,000 division. I think that will take its natural course when you have a group which is formidable. That means you have your top producers, you have your different specialists in different areas who are able to guide your team. You also have your next generation of leaders who are coming in to groom their downlines, right? So that in itself would be a natural growth. So I'm not looking to the numbers. What I'm looking at into for my division at this point in time, the first thing is, of course, to groom my next generation of leaders, the younger generation of leaders, so that they can be the motivation to the future agents who are coming on board, or even to the existing agents. That's number one. And number two, I think my focus would be on how do I now ensure that the very fact that you are in real estate and you are in my division, I want to ensure every year you are happy with what you're earning. I think my aim would be to ensure that every single one in BPG achieves their target, whatever may it be, or achieve their success in terms of their role as a producer, as a leader. I think that's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay, so interesting. We would like to thank Bala for sharing very deep insights about how you are running your team and as you run as a mentor. And for people out there, if you are looking, you like what you hear from Bala and you are looking for someone who can give you a blueprint, if you are a new RES, even if you are a producer, you want to be having a breakthrough, or even if you are a small team leader with a group of agents and you want to go under the guidance of Bala to join BPG, and if you think that his mentorship role of not wanting to grow numbers too big, to be closely connected with his guys, to ensure that every single one of the bottom tier to be pushed up, to go as close as they can to his top few producers, do give Bala a call and do consider speaking to him. Learn more than what you hear today. And yeah, so thank you, Bala.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you,
for the
everyone.
time.
Thank you, Ken.